Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. You're tuned into another episode of Fireside Gamers Stories. And we have a special guest. So I'm going to let her introduce herself fairly quickly, and we're going to dive in as we always do.
All right, I am Lineesa Ramadan. I am a massage therapist here on Long Island, covering everywhere between Manhattan and Montauk Point. And just by chance, we stumbled across each other right after Comic-Con.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Comic-Con was great.
Yes,
2024 was a great experience this year.
2025 will be better.
Always. It always gets better and better. It never seems to amaze me. The ingenuity of the costumes, what's going on, what's the hottest game or the hottest movie, and seeing people kind of bring that to real life. I always find that to be extremely exciting when I go.
Yeah, the makeup artistry. I've actually saw a couple personal trainers at the convention too. It's definitely getting big, that community.
It is. It's interesting as the gaming community continues to grow and the nerd community, such as me and yourself, and the whole anime community, that sometimes we don't think about that physical health aspect. Sometimes we have such a stigma of what a gamer looks like, how they are. Are they lazy? Are they doing this? Do they just sit at home? And for those who do, you should stop and start to work out because it is long-term health.
Yeah,
But
got the fun body. But
yes.
also those hardcore cosplayers that actually make their body into their costume, that is commendable.
It is, and it doesn't go. I mean, it's one of those things like you see it, but you don't think about it, right? You don't think about the dedication they put into working out, being healthy, and it's not just, oh, well, they're just into anime or they're just nerds, they just play video games. But in order to have those type of physiques, you got to be dedicated. I will say, if anything, gamers and the nerd community are dedicated for sure.
Yeah, if your head's in the right place, you can do anything.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now you mentioned that you service Long Island for your business. Are you currently on Long Island? Do you live on Long Island, or do you live elsewhere?
I live on Long Island, but I kind of feel like I live in my car because I just put my work gear in there and just go. Life of traveling therapist is what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely get to see a lot of places, meet cool people, but I'm in my car more often than not. And when I'm not in my car, I'm in the gym.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's not a bad place to be. If you're sitting all day, but when you actually are out, you're working out, I commend you on that one.
Thank you. Gotta multitask somehow.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, as you know, this is the Fireside Gaming Stories. So, what I want to ask you is if you could tell me a little bit about your journey into the world of gaming, kind of like what was your game or experience that kind of sparked your passion for gaming?
Peer pressure.
Yes, peer pressure. Really, talk about it.
I am one of three. My brother is the ringleader. He's the oldest, and he was always like, "I need someone to play games with me. Let's play Tekken. Let's play Gran Turismo." And I was the sacrificial lamb that did it and always lost, but I loved it.
Okay. In the world of Call of Duty, we call that the cannon fodder, where they're just like, all right, look, I'm going to practice on you so I can get better, but by chance, you're going to have some fun, so just deal with it.
Yeah, so I guess, yeah, that was me. That's how it started.
Okay.
I think my first game that was like a two-player game was probably Tekken, but first video game ever in life, Duck Hunt.
Duck Hunt. Ah, I see. A Nintendo classic.
Yes. I still have it. It still
you do?
works. Yes.
Wow. Listen, guys, I'm telling you, dedication. What did I say? Dedication. Yeah. I said that from the beginning. So you mentioned you play Tekken. Who's your favorite character in Tekken? Your main and who?
Eddie Gordo.
Eddie Gordo. Ah, I see.
I love those kicks.
Yes. He's really hard to defend against, especially if you know how to use him. But if you're a newbie, he's awesome. You hit a couple of buttons. He does some magical hits.
A button masher. He is ideal.
Absolutely. So for all you first-time people who might want to play the game Tekken, that is a good character for the go-to. Now, have you played the new Tekken, the Tekken 8?
Yes, briefly for my birthday. There was a bit of a tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So before we were going out to this party, there was a Tekken tournament, and in Stony Brook tradition, I was playing the video game and like throwing my elbows at the same time because it was like, real violence.
I see. I see. She got into it. She's like, "All right, move, move, move." Yep, yep, yep.
I
I
mean,
remember-
yeah, I fight too. So like, it's mine. So,
that real competitive spirit right there. I see. Now I think I'm starting to see Tekken might have led you to be a real fighter. I mean, from day one, she's like, you know what? I can get behind this. What's this like in real life?
it was fun in real life, but also peer pressure.
I see.
Having a brother, they drag you into everything.
Well, you mentioned that you're a fighter. So what type of fighting are you into? Like, what do you do?
I love my Muay Thai for sure. It is
okay.
It's not my first art, but it's definitely like something that just naturally came into my practice. Started out with Kempo when I was, I think, like 6 or 7 years old, and stuck with it till I got my black belt.
Mm-hmm.
And then did the whole college thing. You lose your bit of yourself along the way. And then a friend of mine was like, you know what? Try jujitsu. I think you'd be good at it. Okay. And it's kind of wormholed into everything else.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, so far, definitely you can see the progression of when you got brought into gaming by peer pressure, choosing a fighting game, which is great. And then kind of actually, as you've grown up and further on, you've transitioned into the real fighting community, which is great because in the fighting world, we call it, well, the video game world is the FGC. Shout out to the fighting game community. You know. Now, did you ever kind of go to any tournaments or competitions on a regular basis, or was it more of like a casual thing with the gaming scene? So you consider yourself more competitive or casual when you play?
Gaming, I'm definitely super casual. There's usually a little like tequila involved. Yeah, I do not think competitive gaming I would get far because I'm a pro button masher.
I gotcha.
Like a pro gamer. I enjoy it. It's still so much fun.
It is. It's the thrill of gaming, the thrill of competition.
Like, I'm an adult and I still get to play games, and I could afford to.
Good point, because gaming could be an expensive hobby. These games are now like $60-something, $70-something a pop, and then you have all the in-game purchases that you have to do.
Yeah, you have to purchase other characters and whatnot. Like, it is dedication to really get into like some of the characters in the new Tekken. I think you have to purchase them.
Yeah, Eddie's actually one of the characters you have to purchase.
I know, which is like a little salty about that. Didn't get there yet.
I'm sure you will.
I mean, I have to get my Tekken back. It ended up somewhere with someone else.
I see. Now, do you play online, or do you just kind of play, against the computer when you're playing, or against friends when you're with them?
I like to be with people. So definitely with friends. I've never really done online. But the computer is good competition. Makes me actually work.
She put it like, okay, I start off easy, work it to medium, then I get to hard. She was like, once I get my footing right and my combo button smashing going, I could definitely handle it.
Elbow though, like, can't throw my elbows and kicks, like not as fun.
I see. And there's a question. So we kind of touched on it before, and it was about Duck Hunt. But the question is, if you could revisit any game from your past, which one would it be? And what would you do differently this time when playing that game? And it doesn't have to be Duck Hunt, but if it is Duck Hunt, what would you say?
If it was Duck Hunt, I would want a scope on my little rifle.
I gotcha. Instead of the little orange little handgun.
Yeah, I want my scope, and I also, like, instead of being on a screen, I want a projector.
Yeah. That's smart. It's crazy when you just think like just even the simplest change of when you can go back to how far we've come, because before when you played Nintendo and you'd have it on it, you have the screen. Sometimes you couldn't be too far away from it to make sure you'd be like right up on the screen and kind of hitting it. But Duck Hunt would be an amazing game on a projector.
Yeah, 1,000%. And also like if you really have to be at a distance, it's like actual.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever actually gone like skeet shooting or anything like that, or?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I get suckered into being the extra boy in the family.
I see. I had to ask that because I was like, okay, wait on. We already got Tekken. We saw the combination. Now, Duck Hunt, I wonder if she's actually gone shooting before. Did you enjoy that experience?
I did. Yes.
I love it. I love it.
Didn't bring home any ducks, but I enjoyed the experience.
Well, you didn't hurt yourself. You didn't shoot anybody. You had some fun. It was a good time. So
same thing like with Gran Turismo. Can I put my car back together? Absolutely, in real life.
Okay. I see you. I see you, little speed demon, maybe.
Not maybe. I might drive a station wagon, but it moves.
Okay. So, what's like one moment in a game that gave you the most satisfaction or achievement when you played it?
Final Fantasy VII.
Ooh, talk about it. Talk about it. What was that satisfaction or achievement? What did you do in the game?
I got to that last level. It took I don't even know how long. It was like weeks upon weeks of dedication, and I had to going back and doing things and finding this extra weapon that was secret I didn't know existed, and then reading about what else I had to do because I couldn't figure it out. Not using a cheat code and getting to Sephiroth and still not killing him, but getting there.
Oh man. And for those who have never played Final Fantasy, you definitely should check it out because that achievement is real when you're trying to beat a game and there's no easy mode. There's no cheat code. You got to grind through it. So
and also like the storyline that game brought me to tears at some point. Yo, that was big time game.
Yeah. It's really interesting because from people who think gamers are just gamers, but just from the many aspects of just even some of the things we talked about, there's a lot of depth to the games. And I love the story breaks when you're playing an RPG game. Like, it's like, well, I could sit here. This is like a movie. I could sit here all day or watch somebody play. A lot of people watch competitions, like, Tekken or stuff like that. But if some people would watch people who play RPG games and are like really good or played it a while and they know kind of all the ins and outs, it's interesting. It's interesting to watch.
I actually saw on YouTube, there are a couple channels they dedicate to just watching the gameplay. So you see someone play through the game into the cutscenes and see that story unfold as as that other players playing it.
Got it.
How I actually found out how the game ended because I gave up.
That's okay. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I love the honesty. I don't blame you though. She was like, all right, well, look, this is not going to happen for me. YouTube it is.
Yes.
Okay. So, since that was like the hard part of the game and different games do different things, in your opinion, what makes a game truly great? And I guess, can you share some examples of what do you think made that game excel in those aspects?
Well, in the world of RPGs, I feel like the story is what makes the game great. It's instead of reading a novel, you're escaping into a whole different world where you still get to make all these choices and the story kind of becomes part of your life. It's interactive in that sense. And then when it comes to like versus games, you have people, social interaction. Yo, I like that. I am an adult. Adulting happens. I need excuses to hang out with my friends.
It's almost like you ever saw the show Game of Thrones? So imagine like that when you're just watching one of your friends play video games and everybody's just like, all right, we'll take turns. Okay, when you don't make it, I'll jump in and you watch me play and we beat the game together. That's a really great community friend experience that non-gamers probably have no idea about.
Yeah, there's definitely a good amount of community, and I feel like it's overlooked. And then you go to somewhere where everyone's playing the game, like I want in on that turn, or I want next versus.
Yeah.
Go to Comic-Con, see how all these nerds are like, let us get this scavenger hunt together so we can all get the prize.
Yeah, absolutely. So like I said, and I always say that because it's just from being in the industry for so long and dealing in the gaming world, the misconceptions that I come across from, I would say, non-gamers or people who don't consider themselves gamers. I think everybody's a gamer at heart, but for those who are just like, they just sit in the room and they don't do that. And it's just like, no, real friendships are built, in line, online, in the real world. I definitely feel that is something that happens. So I do have another question. Is dealing around friendship. So here we go.
All right.
which character from any game would you want to hang out with in real life, and what would you do together?
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I make you think now.
Who do I want to hang out in real life?
Yeah.
I want to say Sephiroth because I low-key had a crush on him.
Okay.
He might be the bad guy, but he was a really good-looking bad guy.
I see. So I guess you guys could kind of do like a date night or something, or do some stuff together, get into trouble since he's a bad guy.
Yeah, get some trouble.
I get it.
Racing. Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe as the virtual reality world of gaming continues to grow, that might be some cool features that might actually be able to happen. What do you think?
That would be pretty cool.
I hear that.
What about you? Now I want to know.
Oh, you want to ask me some questions?
Yeah.
Who would be somebody, what game, and who would I actually want to hang out with? Because nobody's ever asked me that question. So now I have to think about it. And I would say, have you ever heard of the game Apex Legends?
Apex? I've heard of it. I'm not too familiar, though.
Okay, so it's similar. It's like a cross between Call of Duty and Fortnite, right? So it's a first-person shooter game, which all of those are. It's similar to Call of Duty because they have real characters who don't necessarily look like bananas. And with Fortnite, it's similar to Fortnite in terms of the movement and how you're able to move around, but it's a first-person shooter game. And the character I would like to hang out with is a character, Mirage. So Mirage, just, true to his name, he, he would run around the board and he could become invisible if he's helping his friends, or he could, send out a decoy of himself. And then if you shoot at it, it's like, you've been bamboozled. So,
okay.
So I think I would probably hang out with him because in the game, he's kind of like a jokester and, he's really funny. He's always like very witty. And I think we would have a good time having like a drink and just kind of, chopping it up at the end of the day. So Mirage would probably.
You see, everyone wants to have a drink with their favorite character.
Exactly. So I think Mirage would be my guy. And then also I really like his special ability for different reasons, because they have a character named Lifeline and she helps support her characters, but his is when he helps them, he's invisible. So I kind of see that in a way, like, let's just say if it was a way to help somebody and you're giving and helping them out, but they don't really know it's coming from you, but you're doing it from the kindness of your heart. That aspect, I know it's going deep, but I'm an avid gamer. I do think that ability of his, if it was a transition into the real world to be able to help people in need, but indiscreetly in an invisible way, I think that was pretty cool.
That's kind of what I do in real life.
See?
Yeah. Very discreetly save people one at a time.
There you go. You're like the Mirage. So this is the Fireside Gathering. And, often involves when, people think about Fireside, you're chopping it up and you're having a good time. And you're sharing.
Fireside, I'm thinking like marshmallows and.
Yes. And in that, but you also we share wisdom and lessons learned. So if you could say, what is the most valuable life lesson you've gained from playing video games, and how's it influenced the outside world or the outside gaming world?
Hit save.
Okay, do tell. Explain. What do you mean by that?
Before you mess up, real world or not, hit save, because you can just go back to that one point. Imagine college, writing your dissertations and whatnot. Oops, 3 hours of work.
Okay, I get it. That definitely is a cool feature.
Triple check that save. That save will save you.
Yes. Only if we had that auto save or just the save button in real life, life would be so much easier.
Yeah, a save button, or sometimes there was a reset button on real life. Bad choices, reset to the beginning of the day.
I got it. I like that. I'm definitely enjoying. You have some great answers to these questions. So, but I'm gonna keep them coming. Okay. So, if you could create your own video game, what's the concept or story you would base it on? And what would the name of your game be?
Ooh, if I had my
Hmm.
own video game,
Yes.
I'm big into justice, and I'm big in like I see someone doing something stupid on the road, poof, they have to go back to the beginning of the game.
Okay. And
What
what would it be named?
what would it be named? I don't know yet. That's a good question, but I just like automatic someone's doing something dumb, back to beginning.
We can go back to beginning.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess, yeah.
See, that's the fun part about I guess when I think about gaming is that you have full creativity and the people who make video games come from a very creative mind. Like Final Fantasy
Yeah.
or Fortnite or so I mean there's so many games that have like weird names. It's like where did they
Pyro.
get that from?
Yeah. There's lots of cool games with lots of weird names, like Kingdom Hearts. It had nothing to do with
Uh,
hearts, really. It was like the
right.
keys and the keyblades.
Do you think video games have a potential impact on society or like on a deeper level beyond just entertainment?
Beyond entertainment, depending on the game, I mean,
Hmm.
I've noticed a lot of people who do first shooter tend to be a little bit more aggressive and assertive and more leadership skills.
Okay.
Someone who was like me, who was playing Gran Turismo, I am a bit of a hard driver. I mean, it's there. To the point where before I even got into a car, we had like a little simulation wheel with the
Mm.
simulation pedals. My dad made it hard. We had to pass simulation tests and then manual transmission tests and then the real tests.
I see. He made sure like I'm gonna make sure you're prepared,
Yeah.
fully prepared.
And before that, like, well, I'm gonna make sure you know what's going under that hood so you don't fuck up the car you just bought.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So many people should have. I wish I would have learned that lesson. I actually, when I was younger, I had a Hyundai and didn't realize what blowing a transmission was. Yeah. It was a Honda. My dad got it for me, and the way I realized it was the transmission was gone is I was going to school. I got my car.
Mhm.
I put it in drive, and I started going backwards. And I'm like, wait a minute. I was like, wait, hold on. And then after it went backwards for like a couple inches, it just didn't move anymore. I was just like, Dad, kind of got to talk to you. Yeah. So I learned that lesson the hard way to look under the hood and take very good care of my cars
Yeah.
early on, little smooth transmission.
But like simulations, games can give you really good simulations. They can give you really good morals. Like it's living a whole other life, and you can choose to be an awesome, good person, or you could be the bad guy.
Very true. Very
Yeah.
true. The simulation part of the video games, which I think as it continues to evolve, if you think about the medical industry or different aspects or different features where your mistake could be very impactful to whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
And I look forward to that aspect of, video games to when people, do you have an Oculus? Like, do you have any VR headsets or anything?
Not yet.
Oh, you gotta get it.
Here's the thing.
Um,
Most of the time, I don't have downtime. Like when I have a day
ah,
like today, I got like literally a couple minutes ago, I got someone texting, "Hey, can you come over for 7 p.m.?" It's like, so a lot of my free time ends up working. But
okay,
business
okay.
owner, you gotta keep it going, right?
It is true. It is true. And you are a gaming business owner. See that? I'm trying to tell you people, anything you set your mind to, whether it's playing a video game or pursuing something in life, you could achieve it. So how do you actually balance your business and being a casual gamer? And what advice would you give to somebody who's trying to do the same thing?
Business comes first. Without the income, there's no roof over my head, there's no food in my belly. Make sure that bank account is happy first and foremost. And
Mm,
then when you feel like, maybe today is a good day to take off. Maybe today I do need some downtime because I'm a person too. I have needs.
mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
just have to really be in touch with yourself. I have no issue working 7 days a week so long as I have some downtime in some shape or form.
Got it. Got it. So you hear that, everyone? You put business first, and then if you want to use your games or whatever it is to relax, because you got to have balance in life, gaming is a good way to go about it.
For sure. Like, I mean, when I can't make it to the gym and punch someone in the face for real, I could punch someone in the face over Tekken.
Right. Exactly. And you can talk all the crap you want, and you can be friends at the end.
Yep.
So now with gaming, we all have certain moments, those embarrassing moments, those noob moments.
Hmm.
So what would you say that you had a embarrassing or nude moment that you would rather forget? So we're going to talk about it.
Trying to understand Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh man,
In
that
someone
is
else's quest, like mid-story, I had no clue what I was getting into. Another sacrificial lamb just needed to be there as a placeholder.
well, was there anything about Dungeons and Dragons you liked?
I like the amount of creativity, but I cannot very impromptu create a character and be in character and figure out what's going on. If I just hopped in mid-game and like, yo, okay, there was a lot. There was a lot of mistakes made, and I kind of went with it. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go over there and like find some snacks, and never came back.
I got you. Fair enough. That game is difficult. My friend plays Warhammer. It's a similar game, but in terms of like it's a lot of dice and you gotta roll
Measures.
with yes with the amateur. Yes, man. It was his name is Bill. He introduced me to it, and I had a lot of fun. For me, when I played that type of game, it was more of I was playing Call of Duty on a board, just with a lot more numbers because in the back of the game it's zeros and this to make everything move. So with
Mhm.
this, you roll a 5 plus a 8 plus a 7 and you could do this or you could do that. And I thought that aspect of the game was really fun. But he beat me really bad. And I played with the orgs. They're like little green goblins or something. And he had these space marines, he called them. So I got
I
my butt spanked.
actually I like to paint all of them. Like I'm not really good at playing the game itself, but I paint the Warhammer characters and
Okay.
yeah.
Look at you. Very diverse from board gaming to video gaming to entrepreneurial. And you said you were heading out. So what else outside of gaming do you like to get into? And if you don't mind sharing with the world, what are you
Karaoke! I love karaoke.
okay, well what is it about karaoke that you like? Is it just like do you consider yourself a good singer or do you just do it to just let it all hang out?
I'm an okay singer. I won't say
Mm-hmm.
I'm a superstar, but I could carry a tune. But it's the thrill of it. You're in front of a whole bunch of strangers, and they don't care if you're good or bad. They'll just still turn you on.
I see. And
Yeah.
what's your favorite karaoke song to sing?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
You said Low Key Rhapsody?
No, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, Bohemian Rhapsody.
I can get through that whole song.
Really? All right. So for the listeners and myself included, what is the first couple of lines to that song?
Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in the landslide, no escape from reality.
I love it. I love it. Okay. Listen. Hopefully, now, do you get to pick the songs in karaoke, or is it one of those things where people pick your song for you?
No, you get to pick the songs. I have some control.
Okay, got it. So I think that's going to be one of the tracks you play when you head out for your evening tonight.
Maybe I might go a little emo and do some Evanescence. I don't know. I'll see how the vibe is.
Okay, I see that. I see that. As we talk about what you're going to get into tonight, I want to talk about what do you think the envision for the future of gaming is? Are there any trends or developments in the industry you think that we're getting that you're keeping an eye on or particularly excited about?
I've actually saw this trend where it's the VR, but you're actually having a mat around you and you're kind of
Hmm.
more fully immersed without, you know,
Okay. Okay.
things. Like I thought that was really quite a way to do gameplay.
Hmm.
I also saw out of the UK, it's an RPG fighting, but you're attached a whole bunch of resistance bands. You have to actually do a freaking workout, kill the
Mm.
monsters, and like that was also a great way for gaming to go to. Like cool new
Yeah.
technology. I like it.
I like it. I like it. It's blending the physical aspect into the gaming world, which
Yeah,
I
which
think that's really cool.
I mean, the only reason I can get my cardio done is like I'm watching a horror film on the treadmill. That's the only way. Like, so, like gaming, like having motivation to get points. That's a lot more people do it.
That's true. That is very true. And I know well, like I said, you're an avid singer. Now, here goes another question for you. Ready for this?
Okay.
You might like it. All right. In your gaming journey, if it had a soundtrack, what are 3 songs you would use, and why do they resonate with you and your gaming experience?
Godsmack, I Stand Alone, because RPGs, you're alone, but you still win the game.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Prince of Persia, that was like the theme song for it, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Great times back in my youth. Totally dating myself there.
Listen, this is the Casual Gamer Show, and honestly, a lot of us casual gamers are a little bit up there in age because we work. We're business owners, so it's okay to be a little dated. Yeah. Right. See.
So that's song 1. Song 2. I guess it's by the Soul Rebel Project's California Highway, I think. Just like, because you escape. Like, you left your soul on this journey in the game. I don't know if you know the song, but it's kind of pulls you out there, and the lyrics like, you're on the highway and Pacific Coast Highway, you just lose yourself. You immerse yourself in a whole other reality. Yeah. That's 2 songs, right?
Yeah.
Do I need a third?
We can bypass the third, but if it pops in your mind,
I'll
we'd love to hear the third one. Yeah, keep it resonating. So as we sit here by the virtual fireside and
we got marshmallows.
And we got the marshmallows going. The whole environment, everybody is by a fireside where marshmallows going, the fire's crackling, and we're chilling. What advice would you give to a gamer who decided to come kind of sit with us and they're aspiring to be a gamer? What advice would you give them in terms of gameplay? And then also, what advice would you give them in terms of life?
In terms of life, make sure you have your life first. Make sure you have your one body, your one health. Put that first, because once you're in a game, that's a separate reality. Make sure you have the 2 distinct separations. But getting into gaming, go in with an open mind, go in expecting to get lost. Like if you're someone who likes reading novels, you're going to get lost in the game the same way. If you like going to the movies, you're going to get lost in a game in the same way. It's an escape. And
I love it.
It's a vacation you don't have to pay $2,000 for.
I like it. Very, very insightful, because sometimes people have the wrong intention when they think of gaming. They think it's just it's all about the competition.
It's not to win. It's it's to get out of here. To escape the mundane.
Yes, we have to escape. And as we get ready to ask my final question, it's a fairly simple one, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go. What's your ideal game setup, from your favorite console or PC to snack and drinks? So when you're sitting there and you're getting ready to settle in, what are you playing on, and what do you have by you as a snack or a drink?
Snacks, I would probably have pretzels, the soft ones with the little cheesy dip, and popcorn for sure. Okay. And chicken nuggets.
Okay.
Chicken nuggets. Drink wise, I have a lot of water, some lemonade, maybe a little bit of something with rum, or I don't know.
Yeah, right. Let's something to cut the edge, to help you get in that vibe, that flow. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I definitely been loving my projector and having my PlayStation hooked up to it. I miss the surround sound in this room, so that's something I want to add back in. My basement cave it's a TV roughly this big, but it's got 5.0 surround sound. Nice. So you can immerse yourself into it a little bit.
Okay, okay. And now, do you have like the lights? Because a lot of gamers have the light setup. So do you play like more of a dimmer with the lights glowing setup, or that
I
doesn't really
want
matter to you?
what in front of me. I want darkness. I want the screen and nothing else.
Oh, I love that. So you're like, it's almost just like it's the big virtual reality headsets where you can't see anything out but what's in front of you. I love it. I love
Yeah.
that. Definitely game setup. So my game setup is very similar. I'm on the couch. I have my Xbox and my PlayStation, got both of them
Okay.
on my big 55-inch TV. And I just sit back. I sink into the couch. I have my little soda or some water just so I can stay
Great.
hydrated. And then I just game and I game until I'm just like, all right, I'm done. And it can be the most random moment to where I'm like, all right, I'm done. I could have made an achievement and be like, all right, I'm going out on my high. Or I could be like, all right, I just got my butt beat and I'm out. So I kind of ended that way.
So,
Yes,
before
go
you
ahead. Go
so
ahead. Go ahead.
my downstairs setup, I got rid of one of the couches and put like an assault bike. So loser,
Uh-huh.
like if we're playing video games and I am beating you round per round, you're like loser has to do 30 seconds on the assault bike.
I like that. I like that. There,
So,
there goes to the benefit and consequence of losing in the game. The consequence, you got to run on it. But the benefit, hey, it's healthy.
yeah,
I like that. It's a
it makes it.
win-win.
You're losing. Like if there's something to like, there's a yeah. Stakes are
I
higher.
like it. I like that. I like having a little. That's what makes it fun. That what makes you want to compete and just say, "I did it. Now you have to go do it."
Uh-huh.
So as we get ready to wrap up the show, I know you say you play, but is there anything that you would like our guests to know about you, possibly more about your business, how to get in contact with you, maybe even game with you, a gamer tag or anything? The floor is yours.
Ooh, if you want to game with me, just find me on my Instagram. My
Mm.
personal one is Sitara, SITARA_XOX. And if you need to find me because you have muscle problems, I am a wonderful massage therapist. I go to in homes mostly, but if you don't have space, I have an office in Lindenhurst inside of a gym. You find me at LINEESA_LMT. Send me a message and I will get back to you so long as I'm not working with someone else or driving.
All right, gamers, you heard it. So not only can you game with her, but she will help you to be physically fit, relax your muscles, and take real good care of you.
I might
So
one day also be your personal security, working on that.
there you go. Look, man, that's the trifecta. She got three things she could help you with, and those things are amazing. So I'm going to close out the show. Thank you everybody for tuning into another episode of Fireside Gamers Stories, where casual gamers come and sit by the fire and reminisce, talk about the future, the past, and the present place of gaming. Thank you so much, and we are out.
All right.
All righty. All right.